Alright, so here we go with the Summerslam prediction video. I'm not really as excited about this one until I get to the women's match where I can go into my prediction, but alright, let's go on. I haven't really paid a lot of attention to 205 Live. I've seen some clips here and there, but I've seen some stuff from Oni. I've seen Drew a few times, not a lot, but when they actually did show 205 Live stuff on Monday Night Raw, I saw him a few times. You know, I saw him win the Cruiserweight title, obviously, since that was at the pay-per-view. But, like, if we're basing at least this match on athleticism and who's more of a fan favorite, Oni Lorcan, is that his name? Oni Lorcan will probably win the WWE Cruiserweight Championship from Drew Gulak. Granted, Drew has gotten a lot better since, you know, the era of no-fly zone and stuff like that. Or was that Drew Gulak who did that? Whatever. There's really not a lot I can say about it, actually. Like, shit, that is actually all I can say about that. Like, they're both good competitors, but I really think from what I've seen of Oni is a lot better than Drew. Maybe I'll just timestamp it instead of cutting out, because timestamping to skip along the video if people don't want to watch the rest of the match seems a lot easier. Oh! Running blockbuster. Are you gonna pin him? Chicken wing suplex! One, two.
That's not going to do it. Put in a little more work than that. Man, look at the quickness of Gulak. The arm's trapped. Big time slam. Vicious. You got to wear your opponent down. Find that little weakness that could help you end up with a victory. Gets out of the way of that.
Well, I guess while this match is still going, I'll just check to see what I should do next, since I don't think I have anybody to download. Unless for some reason Trish Stratus isn't in this game, no, I have nobody to download. Then again,
Beautiful technique. That should do it. Now that got those shoulders on the mat. True testament to grit. Can you believe this? Oh boy, he is rolling. Oni Lorcan is in position. Wow, I thought he was a goner. You gotta believe this one's over. Man, look at the quickness of Gulak. Wait a minute. He's positioned up on that turnbuckle. I would not want to be him right now. This might be it. Oh, my. That has got to be it. The night could be over. His shoulders are down.
Yeah, just as I predicted, only Lorcan will become the new WWE Cruiserweight Champion on the kickoff show.
Here we go. He's getting after it here. Almost forgot about this one. I really enjoyed every minute of this.
Here is your winner, and the new WWE.
Like, there's a lot of matches on this card I just really don't care about. Like, that is depressing to say. Okay. This next match might get moved to the kickoff show just because that's how WWE likes to do things from time to time.
Singles action is underway.
Okay, so now I'll begin talking. Bayley versus Ember Moon. A match that might get sent to the kickoff show just because they'd rather shove Brock Lesnar down our throats. Alright. I've obviously seen more of Bayley than Ember Moon because my NXT following didn't really start being more consistent until recently. But for what I do know of Ember Moon, she is one of those wrestlers that they have not used more of that they really should. And I'm glad that Bayley chose her as her opponent. I don't know if that was Eric Bischoff's idea, but I appreciate it. As far as these two in a match goes, both of them are incredibly athletic. Both of them are quite strong, at least in their own right. Like, the Eclipse versus the Bayley to Belly is the biggest thing to look at here. Because Ember Moon could go, the entire match having it back and forth with Bayley. But the deciding factor really could be, their finishers. Because, alright, let's think of it two ways. One, Ember Moon could come off the top rope for an Eclipse, only to be caught into a Bayley, or belly to Bayley. Bayley to belly? Whatever the fuck. And get pinned. Or kick out and have the match go longer. The other thought would be, if a belly to Bayley is hit and it still doesn't win the match, then maybe she tries to go for one of those avalanche Bayley to Bellies, and instead of hitting it, gets tossed off, and she gets hit with an Eclipse. their rivalry right now has nothing. Like, it is barely personal. It's kind of personal, but barely personal. So, a fair match between these two, fighting it out, I like both of them. I think they're both good. If I have to pick one, how? I'm gonna honestly kind of go with the Eclipse getting caught into a Bailey belly. Unless they get carried away and fight to a no contest. Which I could also very well see happening because these two are just so into it. So, in the end, yeah, I'm going with Bailey as the victor coming out of this match. Wow.
Looks like the champ starting to crack. Her goal of retaining the title here is in serious jeopardy.
Looks to me, guys, like she may have underestimated her opponent here tonight, and now she's paying for it.
I think we're about to see a high-risk move from the top rope. She's got that gleam in her
Oh,
eyes.
shit. Eclipse! Oh, break. No?
And the kick out. Look at her go. I can't believe everything that's transpired thus far. It's been so physical. A high-risk maneuver in the works from that top turnbuckle. She's got her where she wants her. She better not rise to the bait. A second.
Oh, another Eclipse! This one's definitely a rope break. What? Her head is under the rope. Ref, are you blind?
And Bailey evades that one. In the corner is not a good spot to be. Oh my God. So much for crowning a new champion tonight. Here's the pin.
1, 2, 3. Yeah, Bailey takes 2 Eclipse and she kicks out both times. Meanwhile, one belly to Bailey, or the elbow. I'm not sure which she got hit with because I looked away for a minute, but yeah, that solidifies my thought process even further.
This was another great moment. She's taking care of business.
Well, I guess when I'm going to make the next match, I'll check to see if I have Trish Stratus or if I need to download her. Which, if I need to download her, my bad.
Here's your winner, and your new Smackdown Women's Champion.
Alright. Oh, Trish Stratus is in this game. I mean, I'm still going to go through the disappointment match first. Just because this match should not be a thing. This match should have been something different. Like, I'm ashamed it's a Summerslam match almost, but let's just fucking get into the review for this monstrosity. Alright. So, Goldberg versus Dolph Ziggler. Alright, so, on an episode of Smackdown a few weeks ago, Dolph Ziggler came out during an episode of Miz TV and started talking trash about Shawn Michaels and Goldberg and all the other has-beens or legends or old-timers or part-timers or whatever. And, you know, for a couple weeks, it seemed to be rolling on a pretty good path. We had it listed for Dolph Ziggler versus The Miz at SummerSlam, which would have been okay. But apparently on Raw, I haven't watched Raw yet, I probably won't before the pay-per-view, but guess we'll see. Apparently on Raw, The Miz said that that was a match for that night and not SummerSlam. His SummerSlam opponent, now first, apparently, Shawn Michaels first got the offer, but he denied it, or that was the first thought process, and the allegations weren't true either way. But no, the man going up against Dolph Ziggler is Goldberg. Now, why Goldberg? Shawn Michaels versus Dolph Ziggler, sure, that's a match we saw back in, like, 2006. You know, back when Shawn Michaels and Triple H fought the Spirit Squad regularly. But Goldberg could not hold his own in a match against The Undertaker at his age. They're both a similar age. The Undertaker, you know, just keeps in shape better. Yes, sure, the reason Goldberg botched the second half of that match isn't because he's old, but apparently because he suffered a concussion halfway through the match. But that doesn't give him an excuse. You know, there have been football players that have suffered concussions during the game and finished the game stronger than Goldberg did. Like, Goldberg was sloppy and messing up during that match back at Super Showdown. Like, it could have went a lot better, but it didn't. Like, The Undertaker fighting a mostly injured Sting would be a better match than what happened at Super Showdown. Anyway, we're supposed to be talking about Dolph Ziggler and Goldberg, not bitching about the Goldberg-Undertaker match. But, see, that's kind of the connect. That's why Dolph Ziggler was talking shit about Goldberg. Because that match was a travesty. It's one thing if you're going to make a match between legends that people want to see. That's cool. Make sure both legends can actually compete to their top performance. You know, Goldberg had one of the highest undefeated streaks of all time. I'm pretty sure he was the oldest champion in the WWE before Pat Patterson won the 24/7 championship. But unless they want to bury Dolph Ziggler, you know, 12 feet under, you know, I don't like Dolph Ziggler's character right now, but he's right. Why do they keep giving all those fucking legends and old-timers and part-timers all of the spotlight, and the younger stars get nothing? So I'm going to hope Eric Bischoff and the rest of creative did the right thing and let Dolph Ziggler win. So this is more of a hope than a prediction, But I'm giving it to Dolph Ziggler.
I'm just as shocked as everyone else, Cole.
Because he deserves it. It should be him.
Both these superstars appear to be operating on fumes here, guys.
He might be next,
Russian leg sweep.
but he should win. Like if his career is going to get back on track, Dolph Ziggler needs to win.
Very good at this point, Cole.
Like, don't get me wrong, I love Goldberg, I really do. He was able to shut up that piece of trash, Brock Lesnar, for a little while, until Brock Lesnar came back and won it back, because, you know, I guess fucking, well, here's an accurate representation. This later is Brock Lesnar's penis. My fist is Vince McMahon's asshole. This is how the WWE works. Or, you know, it's the other way around. Brock just opens wide for Vince's dick. Because Vince is so old, Linda won't touch him anymore, and neither will half of his mistresses. So he needs to pay Brock Lesnar to let him bang him. That is the result I hope we see. I love Goldberg, I do. I don't like Dolph's current character. But Dolph has a point. You know, Legends returning for a match every now and then on those fucking small shows is fine. But Legends returning... See, this is actually the problem CM Punk had. The thing that Dolph Ziggler and Kevin Owens are bitching about is the problem that CM Punk had. All of the old-timers and part-timers are coming in and getting all the spotlight. Meanwhile, the younger guys get shit on pretty much. You know, many years ago when CM Punk was still around, who came back and just won the WWE Championship virtually out of nowhere? The Rock. And then, after he lost the title, hell, even when he had the title, he was like Brock Lesnar and didn't come around regularly. And then he went back to his movie career, so... You know, for the worst match on the card, I really had a lot to say about this. Probably because I had a lot to bitch about, but... The real dream would honestly be Dolph Ziggler and Kevin Owens creating a faction to bring CM Punk back in, and then them just being anti, you know, anti-veteran, I guess would be the right word. You know, anybody who's been in the company almost 20 years should just calm the fuck down. Anyway, I suppose we will get into the women's match I checked about Trish Stratus for.
Singles action is underway, and in this one, I wouldn't attempt to predict what's going to happen. I'd just be ready for anything. Sometimes that's all you can do.
Charlotte Flair versus Trish Stratus. Okay. For one, let's just go over, this is another one of those examples of legends coming back for one match and then going away for a while. But with some of the women, you can't really get mad because they don't abuse the privilege as much as men do. You know, people like The Rock and Brock Lesnar and Kurt Angle, Mick Foley, Goldberg, Undertaker, etc., etc., etc. They just come back too often. Like, if The Undertaker can fit in a storyline, sure. Like that thing with Roman Reigns against Shane and Drew. I wish that would have went a different way than just them winning, but again, I'm getting off topic. But Trish and Charlotte. Trish was the queen of her era. You know, the early 2000s, that was Trish Stratus's time. That was when she was the best. You know, she had many great rivalries with Lita and wow, why is my brain coming to a stop at anybody but Lita and Mickey James? Probably because that wasn't when I was actually watching wrestling consistently. Anyway. But yeah, Trish Stratus has had many amazing matches. She was, you know, the woman who won the Women's Championship the most amount of times. You know, she held that championship 7 times. But the woman she's facing is an 8-time women's champion. So she has one up on Trish. I'm pretty sure the WWE did that on purpose. Hell, the WWE will probably give her another several title runs so she can be the woman's version of her daddy and hold the women's championship 16 times before retiring. Now, Trish has been keeping in shape. That much is obvious. You know, she's had a kid or two, but she's kept in shape. You know, she did a stint with John Cena and The Rock a couple times here and there over the past few years. So, like, I know Trish isn't at her prime, and Charlotte is, but I'm gonna give this the same kind of rating as I did the Dolph Ziggler match. You know, they just kind of shoehorned this in because Charlotte wanted a match. You know, and she's currying some favors in the back, I imagine. But unless they don't want to give Charlotte the golden shovel, even if it's just barely or because she cheated, I can see Charlotte coming out with the win. You know, even if it's just reversing some moves into a roll-up and she holds the tights. That's my prediction for this. Is unless they want to give Charlotte the golden shovel, or, you know, something like that, Charlotte is going to win. The only reason I could see Goldberg winning the match he has is just to shut Dolph Ziggler up for a little while and, you know, bury him. I can't see them doing that to Charlotte, but they might. And at least people like Trish Stratus more than Goldberg because at least she's attractive.
Drop down. Jarring impact. She might have.
I'm gonna scout out what the next match I can do is.
The cover. Gets the shoulder. Wow. What's it going to take? She's still in this one. I see where she's going with this. Kick right to the midsection.
I guess that'll work as the next match. Since that's a good match. But
A kick out, and you can see the frustration starting to build. What a match.
and actually, I think I will download a created wrestler for this. Only to get the accurate representation of the match. Satisfaction!
And she looked like she had no chance with the feud. She goes for the cover. 1, 2. Only a 2 count. She's still in this one.
Oh, yeah.
I'll tell you what, this is one they'll be talking about tomorrow at work or school, that's for sure. But she's tapped into some
It's 3:30. Okay. That explains why I'm a little tired. That's fine though. I still have.
That's the impact.
Huh. This is only the 4th match. I still have 6 matches to run over. I thought. Wait, is this the 4th match or the 5th match? Let's see, I already did this. Already did this thing. Yeah, okay, this is only the 4th match. Okay. Like, the one I'm the least enthused by to predict, like even less enthused by to predict than the Goldberg and Dolph Ziggler one, is going to be the main event. I can already give you a quick rundown of what my prediction is going to be for that. I'm Brock Lesnar! I beat people up! I win matches! Yay! But I'm going to go a little more crude, in-depth, and vivid with my actual prediction for that match.
She reverses out of it. Not a second too soon. Close call there.
Ah.
You gotta believe this one's over. It's like she's tapped into some unseen energy source. Wow. There may be no coming back from this incredible beatdown.
What the fuck you guys doing?
Taking on any more damage here. Could very well mean the beginning of the end.
You know, I hate when this happens in CPU matches, where they just start doing basically nothing. There we go. Now the match is continuing. Natural selection.
That has got to be it. Geez, I don't like Trish Stratus' chances if she goes for the cover. 1,
And that is probably how it's going to end. Alright, let's go and download the right thing so I can do this next match. You know, this match that should have happened like, what, 3 years ago at Summerslam? I was kind of hoping it would be one of the first things that pop up, but of course people can't make my life that easy. Okay, well if I look it up under Bray Wyatt. I mean, this is probably the closest one. Worst case, its moveset isn't right, and I'll just change it. But the point is more to talk about things with an accurate representation of what might happen. There we go. Yowie, wowie. Okay. Now we're gonna do this the way it's probably gonna happen. Because if Finn Balor does not come out as the Demon during this match, I will be severely disappointed, for one. Yeah. Okay. This matchup, Finn Balor versus Bray Wyatt. Demon versus Fiend. We were supposed to have this match like 4 or 5 years ago, I think. Actually, no, I think it was only like 2 years ago at SummerSlam 17, the arena that this is. We were supposed to have the Demon versus Sister Abigail. But that match never took place because Bray Wyatt? Or was it Finn? One of them ended up getting injured, so we didn't have that. I think it was Bray Wyatt who got injured because we did see the Demon that night. And I think AJ Styles replaced him because of that. I think that's how that went down. I don't recall. Anyway, regardless of how, if we were supposed to see the match at some point in the past or not, we're getting to see it now. So, the Demon Finn Balor, the undefeated Demon. Since I don't think Finn in his Demon form has been beaten yet. The Fiend hasn't wrestled yet. Now I know it's not marquee, it is Demon against Fiend, but I'm hoping, I'm really, really hoping this is how it goes down. And if they don't do it, I'm going to be disappointed, and it might be one of the worst matches on the cards aesthetically. Anyway, first, let's talk perspective-wise if it's Demon against Fiend. I already said it enough. The Demon is undefeated. Even against Andrade, who almost proved enough of a challenge, he lost. But, this new Bray Wyatt persona, like, it's not as good as Sister Abigail. Where is the rope break on anybody? Anyway, like, this may not be as interesting as the other thing was, but, it is kind of creepy. It is kind of cool. So, two different perspectives to look at this. Perspective one, if it's the Demon taking on the Fiend, it's going to be a back and forth fight, but I don't know. I kind of see it being hard to call if it's Demon against Fiend. If it's man against Fiend, then I'm sorry, Finn, I love you, you're too sweet, but the Fiend's got you if it's man against Fiend. I'm sorry. So it all depends on what version of Finn Balor we see at SummerSlam.
Another amazing singles contest. These two never cease to entertain the WWE Universe. What a hellaciously physical match these gladiators have put themselves through. The intensity of this has been incredible. Oh, schoolboy! Shoulders over here! The Irishman has his Irish up. Can he score the pin? And Finn Balor gets out of the pinfall. Just too early. Right now, I just don't know what it's going to take. What a stop! Good grief! And Finn Balor slips out of harm's way. Extraordinary elusivity. This might be it. Oh, my. Both these superstars appear to be operating on fumes here, guys. This is what makes him one of the best in the business. Finn Balor slips out of harm's way. Extraordinary elusivity, putting it all on the line. Look out!
That didn't exactly hit any of it, did it?
Oh, going to the top, high risk. This is where Finn Balor's at home.
Coup de grace!
That's how you put it next to. Here's a cover. And
And we're more likely to see that if it's the Demon. It's not guaranteed, but it is more likely.
Highlight for one superstar, low light for another. Man, oh man, look at that. I remember this part very well.
Well, I don't think their first interaction will be Demon versus Fiend, unfortunately.
Watch this amazing action.
It's... actually, what's after Summerslam? Hold on.
Despite absorbing a huge amount of punishment
hold the ever living fuck on. I actually just thought of something. What is the next pay-per-view?
Summerslam. What an incredible effort all around.
What's after? Like, is Clash of Champions after SummerSlam? Okay. Now, I'm not going to guarantee what I said, but here's a thought. You know, what if SummerSlam, The Fiend beats the man, Finn Balor? Then Finn Balor challenges Bray Wyatt to a rematch as himself for Clash of Champions. So then Finn Balor can win. Then we have Demon versus Fiend inside of Hell in a Cell. Eric, Paul, you guys listening to this shit? Come on, do it, do it, do it. On to the next match. I do honestly think that the Demon Finn Balor versus the Fiend Bray Wyatt would be a great fucking match to have. Okay, what's next? Well, I guess we'll go with the next least intense storyline going on. And we will keep it to just AJ, since the match will probably start out as just AJ Styles. Whether it'll continue as just AJ or not, that's completely different, but at least starting out, one would hope that's the case. So, Ricochet versus AJ Styles 3. Or is this Ricochet versus AJ Styles 4? I guess it'd be 4? Because their first one-on-one was a non-title match and Ricochet won. Their second one-on-one match was a title match that AJ Styles won. Or no, their second was a one-on-one match that Ricochet won, and that's what had AJ Styles turn heel. Their third one-on-one match was a title match at a pay-per-view, and AJ Styles won because of Gallows and Anderson. So this is AJ Styles versus Ricochet 4. And it's going to be a singles contest again. And honestly, this is one of those things that's just way too predictable for anything. You know, it's going to be a back-and-forth contest, a really good match, even if Gallows and Anderson aren't out there to begin with. At some point during the match, Ricochet is going to go for the 630, and Gallows or Anderson is going to be, you know, on top of the thing, while the other one's going to be on the side, distracting the referee, and Ricochet's either going to be punched or pushed or distracted or something for AJ to take advantage, and AJ Styles will retain the United States Championship. Simple as that, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I could be wrong about that. It's unlikely I'm going to be wrong about that. Considering, what's the last time Gallows and Anderson were with AJ Styles?
He's getting after it while he has the
They
energy.
wrecked house for a majority of 2016.
Ooh, what impact.
2017? 2016.
Wow, I thought he was a goner. Oh boy, he is rolling. Incredible ricochet connecting
So,
with a match-ending
like a
move.
fair one-on-one match, it could go either way. Gallows and Anderson getting involved, AJ Styles is more than likely to win.
Not yet.
Unless the rare thing happens and they blow up the Bullet Club angle early. But I don't think they do that.
I don't like the look in his eye here, folks.
Speaking of 6:30,
But he's got to capitalize now. Ricochet into the cover. And the champ kicks out. He is not going to go down without a fight, Michael. Keep your eye on this one. He has him right where he wants him. Don't you dare get up, man. And look at the quickness by Ricochet.
you know, I honestly do like Ricochet, but
Drop down.
that's just how predictions be sometimes.
Uh-oh. Yeah, suplex. Oh, not good. Inside the ring now.
Ah!
Trap me on. Into the neck breaker. He's got the shoulders down. He's a long way from the 3 count, I can tell you that. Too early in the match to end it. Oh, right to the skull. Submission move coming up. Looking for it. Submission move. Oh, there it is. It's in. The calf crusher.
Oh shit, the calf crusher.
Nobody controls the pace of the match. Nicely done as he gets out of the submission. Color me surprised, Michael. I did not see that one coming. Incredible ricochet connecting with a match-ending move. The champ's in a real bad place right now. Digging deep for a kick out. Just power out. Driver. He's going for it all. Look out. And there it is. Shoulders down. Championship on the line. Oh, somehow. How'd he do that? AJ Styles with a burst of energy. Beautiful technique. What a match this has been, guys, and it's starting to look like these superstars are beginning to feel the effects. I don't know about you guys, but it looks to me like these superstars are on their last legs here.
Oh,
Nasty impact.
no.
There he goes, crashing to the floor. AJ Styles with a nice reversal. Tough situation to be in right here. Yeah, you have to think this is not going to end well. Full impact. He wants no part of the outside.
great job escaping, trying to turn this thing around.
AJ Styles moved out of the way there. Styles clash. Looks like another cover with the title on the line. New champion, new champion. This singles contest has the victory. And here's another peek at some of the more memorable parts of the match. Remember this? Oh, I can't believe this. Man, this was great.
Yeah, that's probably the sight we're going to see on Sunday. Alright, we have 4 matches left on this card. And honestly, I'm going to go in order of how relevant I think these are. Despite one of them being a main event match, I think it's going to go 3rd to last instead of 2nd to last. So, first... Doop, boop, boop, doop, boop, doop. Oh, fuck, whatever. Fuck it, I'll just let it run how it is. After I timestamp it over here, don't ask why it's on 205 Live instead of SummerSlam. I kind of fucked things up and went ahead of myself, but I'm not going to go all the way back to fix it. Becky Lynch, Natalia, submission match for the Raw Women's Championship. Sharpshooter versus Disarmer. So, as far as this match goes, I know I said, like, what the match was and didn't continue on with that thought process. I apologize for that. But as far as this match goes in particular, it is actually very, like, I have very rarely seen these 2 women tap out. I think it has happened a couple times each. But
submission match is not necessarily the same as an I Quit match. The key difference is that a submission match requires the use of the submission. In an I Quit match, victory can be achieved by
Natalia, she is a veteran of...
That's an important distinction, Michael, especially since a superstar can win an I Quit match by using a submission move.
I think she's a veteran of at least a decade. I think she debuted like late 2007, early 2008. I don't remember exactly, but she's been around for at least a decade. That I do know. So, you know, she's at that veteran age as well. You know, her husband is at home resting because his neck got injured and he can't compete as much as he would probably love to compete. Honestly, an angle they should have went with is... Well, actually, they couldn't really do something like that unless Tyson Kidd was actually healthy. But, off topic once more. Natalia trained in the Heart Dungeon. You know, she's a veteran. She has experience. You know, she's a submission specialist. Now, Becky Lynch. Yeah, she has the whole beating Ronda Rousey and Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania to win Raw and SmackDown Women's titles. We know all that. But she did that with a roll-up pinfall, and that wasn't supposed to happen that way. She was still supposed to win, just not like that. So... Alright. I can see these two getting rough. I can see these two beating the crap out of each other, especially with how they've been over the past few weeks since, you know, Natalya ended up being the winner of a fatal four-way match to determine the #1 contender. So, as far as the actual winner between the two of them, I do like Natalya, I do, but they're not going to give her the push on this one. Like, it is more than, and even if they do give her the push on this, you know, Becky will probably win it back at Clash of Champions or something, so. I'm honestly make this one just too hard to call, but more than likely Becky Lynch is going to win. Which is no problem, because I love Becky. Seth is a lucky man. Which, by the way, whatever allegations are going against Seth Rollins now, why can't people just leave people alone? Like, he did not send nudes to anybody. He has a girlfriend who is a lot hotter than anybody who they're rumoring to have sent nudes to.
Look at this. She lets her out. She better have a good reason for this, Cole, because she just had her seconds away from
You know, hell, Becky Lynch has a porn tape that's circulating, and more than likely is, you know, not actually her, but people believe what they want. Now, when Paige had her video going around, that was actually her, but that's beside the point.
She better do something fast. And Corey, she releases the hold. Looks like a questionable decision on paper, but I'm sure she has something up her sleeve here, Cole. She reverses out of it, and not a second too soon. Close call there. I'll give you whiplash. You're going to have a hard time stopping Becky when she's doing this. And again, unbelievable. You don't see that every day. He was able to get out of the way there. Oh, what a snapmare. Perfectly executed. Natalya's chances just went from bad to worse. Oh, the reversal by Becky Lynch. Oh my God, impactful slam. Becky Lynch going for it. She better do something fast.
Sounds about right.
This epic submission match is now history. These ladies put on quite a show. Here's another gander. Who can forget this? Highlight for one superstar, low light for another.
first thing about this match. They have a lost opportunity right here. This match should have been an I Quit match. You know, Kevin Owens should have come out and made a stipulation that he'll quit if he loses, but he also wants Shane to not appear on SmackDown Live if he wins. Like, it should have done that, and then it should have been made into an I Quit match, instead of just a regular match where if Kevin loses, he quits. That is bad planning. Man, my webcam is lagging a little bit. I hope my vocals aren't. Yeah, I hope it's just the actual webcam portion that's lagging a little bit. Anyway. But yeah, as for Shane versus Kevin, again, this is like the other creative decision things I've mentioned. Whether it be Dolph Ziggler and Goldberg or Trish and Charlotte. If Shane McMahon wins, like, that is just burying not only Kevin Owens, who's forced to quit, but everybody on SmackDown Live will get buried if Shane McMahon wins this match. Because that means Kevin Owens' attempt at defending everybody was all for naught. You know, like Drew McIntyre and Elias are fine wrestlers, but they don't need Shane McMahon to get by. So here's my prediction. We're going to have Shane McMahon and Kevin Owens, you know, doing their thing. Shane McMahon will probably get the crap beaten out of him, more or less, until Elias or Drew McIntyre interferes. And even if the ref sees something, it'll probably get, you know, turned into a no disqualification match or something. However, if it gets turned into a no disqualification match, you know, there's probably a lot of superstars who would actually help, despite risking their contracts. So, prediction-wise, Drew McIntyre and Elias are going to interfere a lot. Like, that much is a deadlock. Whether or not it'll help Shane McMahon win, I'm just going to hope Eric Bischoff and the rest of creative know what they're doing, because like, this is one of those matches I just would rather the worst choice not win at all. I like Shane McMahon, I do, but this character and this stuff he's doing is fucking annoying. Like, a couple months ago when they predicted Shane McMahon versus Kofi Kingston for the WWE Championship and Shane McMahon to win, that annoyed me. Now, if Shane was, you know, an actual wrestler and competed regularly without cheating, that'd be fine. You know, I would like to see Shane go on to become a Grand Slam champion or something. But despite that result, I hope Shane leaves his shovel at home and loses. I hope Kevin Owens wins and we get to see a new era of Smackdown Live. But that's just my prediction and hope.
Almost forgot about this one. He ain't messing around.
Now it is time for the real main event of the evening. You know, not the main event, but the real main event of the evening. You know, the match that is more than a decade in the making. Because this match should have happened years ago. You know, this match should have happened when Kofi and Randy were beating the shit out of each other when Randy was WWE Champion while part of Legacy. You know, when Kofi Kingston beat the shit out of his car. Let's get into this match. 10 years in the making. But now the shoe is on the other foot, and Kofi is champion and Randy is challenging. So back in 2009, these two had a rivalry. Randy was champion. That was going to be the beginning of Kofi's rise to stardom. But as they explained on Smackdown a few weeks ago, you know, breaking a little bit of kayfabe, Randy actually was the reason that that never happened. Man, I really hope my vocals aren't fucking up like my camera is. That will really annoy me. I gotta watch this back and make sure that doesn't happen. Otherwise I might have to redub over this or something. Anyway. But in those 10 years, both of these men have grown. You know, Kofi joined the New Day and became multiple-time tag team champion. You know, he's the current WWE champion. What has Randy Orton accomplished in those 10 years? I think he's won the WWE Championship, like, once more. He won the United States Championship and promptly lost it a couple months later. Well, he got the holy hell beaten out of him by Brock Lesnar. That was the thing that happened. He beat on Jeff Hardy a bunch, he beat on Rey Mysterio a couple times, he beat on a bunch of people a few times. But
he gets the shoulder up in time. Wow. No telling how long he'll be able to keep this up.
like the actual winner and how it'll go. This is another one of those two-way street kind of things, like the Bayley and Ember Moon match. Either that'll happen, and then Kofi will reverse it into a Trouble in Paradise, and or Randy will reverse a Trouble in Paradise into the RKO. And SOS will be hit at some point, everyone will probably get their finishers off at some point or another. But the winner and the deciding move, that is my prediction right there. Not an RKO out of nowhere, but a Trouble in Paradise out of nowhere. And I'm honestly sticking to that. I think Kofi's rise will continue for a little while longer until he gets a real, someone who actually looks like they're going to give it to him. Like, yes, Randy has another title shot to him. This is not that time that it will happen. I feel like I'm saying a lot, but I'm being serious. Like, this match, Kofi Kingston against Randy Orton, will end with a bit of Trouble in Paradise. Kind of like when Randy's wife hit an RKO on him. That's Trouble in Paradise, alright. See? The game got it. Okay. Now I guess it's time to predict the literal worst match on the card. This match will be the worst thing on the card more than likely, unless we get a repeat of WrestleMania. Like, this will be worse than the fucking Goldberg-Dolph Ziggler match. And I only say that because it involves one 6-foot whatever piece of trash. Come on, let's get the piece of garbage up here so we can just get this prediction over with. Because this one I'm really not looking forward to at all. Like, this match will probably be the bathroom break, honestly. And it's the main event, so that's pretty sad. Okay. So I will just, before I start my actual prediction, I'll just go over how much I thoroughly despise Brock Lesnar. Okay. So, I'll go a little in depth with this. I fucking hate Brock Lesnar the past, 10 years. Brock Lesnar, when he first debuted, that era of Brock Lesnar, when he wasn't obviously on roid rage, I preferred that Brock Lesnar, I did. Now that he's, lazy and angry, nobody likes this Brock Lesnar. Literally, nobody likes this Brock Lesnar except for Vince McMahon, stuffing his wrinkly dick up that ass. Just, there really is nothing to predict about this. There's only two ways this match can go. It can go Route 1, Seth Rollins beats the holy hell out of Brock Lesnar before the match even starts. And Brock Lesnar, being a big tough guy, thinks he can continue on. So the bell rings and Seth just does his shit and wins. Or it's a typical Brock Lesnar match with Seth Rollins getting a punch or two in here and there. Which, woo, Brock Lesnar, woohoo, he's fucking... But... let's look at this from another couple of angles. Again, I didn't watch Raw recently, so I don't know if Paul Heyman pulled one of those, it's not a prediction, it's a spoiler I don't know if he pulled one of those. But let's look at it in this light if he didn't. Paul Heyman is in charge of creative right now. Paul Heyman, Brock Lesnar's advocate, could legitimately spoil any match that Brock Lesnar is going to have. So, in all honesty, do I think this will be just any other Brock Lesnar match? Or do I think it will be kind of a repeat of WrestleMania? I think Paul Heyman actually is going to make the right decision and let Seth do it. You know, even if he makes Brock put on a good show, I think there will be something to come about that will make Seth Rollins the victor. That might be just me being hopeful, but Brock broke kayfabe and, you know, all of that kind of thing on Monday Night Raw a couple weeks ago. You know, all of those F5s onto an open chair, that was not planned. The first one, maybe. The next three, no. I don't believe those were planned at all. So what would be the best way to punish a huge heaping pile of shit like Brock Lesnar? You take away his toy. And what's his favorite toy right now? The Universal title. He carries it around and doesn't let other kids play with it more than once in every 2 to 3 months. And then shows other people how shiny it is. Because Brock Lesnar is a disrespectful person. He's not a disrespectful wrestler. He's not a disrespectful fighter. He's just a disrespectful person. There's a reason why Dana White does not want anything more to do with him. Vince McMahon only wants something to do with him because we let him. We tune in all the time to see if Brock Lesnar will lose it, or get his ass kicked, or be fired, or something. So,
I remember this part very well. And I always enjoy watching him perform.
like, there's very few ways I can really think of it. It will go one of two ways. Either one, a surprising yet dirty victory from Seth Rollins, or typical Brock Lesnar 3-minute squash fest. So, oh right, I never actually, you know, since I didn't go into it during the women's match like I intended to, you know, I completely forgot about this because I was dreading doing this match. Alright, let's take away from this piece of crap for a moment. Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch retains the Raw Women's title, only to be ambushed by Ronda Rousey, Shayna Baszler, and the other two women of the 4 horsewomen of UFC. This will bring about a title match between those two, and I don't care how that ends, but it'll probably there will be probably another rematch at Hell in a Cell. You know, at some point within the next couple months, I predict this to happen. Might not be SummerSlam, might not be Clash of Champions, might be Hell in a Cell. It will be one of those 3 pay-per-views that I want this to happen. I don't know if it will, but I want it to happen. Shayna Baszler, Ronda Rousey, the other two of the UFC's 4 horsewomen, taking on Becky Lynch, Bayley, I think it was, Charlotte, and in place of Sasha Banks, Paige. The 4 horsewomen of the WWE taking on the 4 horsewomen of the UFC. You know, just like that 12-man match, make it happen. This is more realistic, too. Paige is almost ready to compete again, and sure, she's managing, you know, the Kabuki Warriors, but it's not like she can't compete if something like that is presented to her. Let's get this piece of shit off my screen. And yeah, so that's my predictions for SmackDown. Piece of garbage Brock Lesnar and Shane McMahon and all those other stupid things aside. Tell me what you think in the comment section down below. Same with the takeover video if you haven't watched it yet. That'll be somewhere over here. Until next time, Ben the Blazer King signing out. Ta-ta for now. Peace.